We are live.
We're live. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, sweet friend. Welcome to Watercolor Happy Hour. I'm Volta, the artist behind Color Snack, and this is my husband, Dan. So our show is our live stream show is where Dan creates a cocktail, and then I'll show you how to paint it with watercolors. I'm really excited about tonight's cocktail. It's a s'mores cocktail. Very excited because...
Where's the comments?
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Say.
Hi, Yolanda. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Really excited about the s'mores because, I feel like now it's finally s'more season, even though s'mores are really year long, but just feels more right to enjoy them when it's a little bit cooler, when it's not scorching hot outside. So I'm having a s'mores moment right now. So then I was like, Dan, can you make a s'mores cocktail? And all the cocktails we've seen online, like a lot of them require marshmallow vodka. And I don't know, I just don't want to buy marshmallow flavored vodka because it's like a waste of vodka.
So, as someone who grew up in the Soviet Union, I cannot abide by it.
So I challenged Dan to make a cocktail that's very s'mores forward, but does not include disgusting. I mean, if you like it, then that's cool. But like marshmallow vodka.
Volta, your hipster is showing.
Okay.
Right now, you're like, I can't take this flavored vodka. No thanks.
Yolanda said, Dan, you're really excited. You're dancing.
I am very excited about this one because this is the one that I don't have to memorize a bunch of references because I totally made this thing up.
Yeah.
Before I get into it, though, man, Volta has like a whole sweet background story about her love of s'mores. I guess you had never had one until you came to the States.
Yeah, I don't remember actually having where I had my first s'more. Unfortunately, I need to go back into my timeline, my brain space, my brain palace. But I do remember the first s'more or s'more taste. That was through a Pop-Tart. Like Pop-Tart, s'mores Pop-Tarts were my jam back when I was newly immigrated. I was like, what is this thing? America is the land of magic food. And then, of course, over the years, I've learned that Pop-Tarts are not that great for you. But,
nothing is bad for you in moderation.
Right, moderation. Yeah.
The only problem with things like Pop-Tarts is that they're really easily accessible, and I can just eat a whole meal in my hand.
True. Yeah, they are convenient. So moderation again. But again, it doesn't, the actual s'more experience does not compare to a s'mores Pop-Tart.
And appropriately, this cocktail is an experience because I just made it up. I made it up this week, so I haven't had a chance to refine it and make it real optimized. So it's going to be a little awkward. It's not going to have my usual flourish and simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I love all the excitement that you guys have. Yes, I share the excitement because we were talking s'mores here. Thank you, everyone in chat. So yeah, let me get to this guy because we got quite a few steps involved, and I have to kind of remember the right order of operations here. Since we need to have a rim, you usually have to start with the rim first. We also need to have, so usually you do rim, then ice, but we're also going to do some decoration on the inside. So we have to do that before we do the ice, but after we do the rim. So many things. And we're going to use as kind of our glue for the whole thing, nocciolata. Nocciolata is a palm oil free Italian hazelnut chocolate.
It's the best.
It is so good.
It's a little more pricey than your well-known
Nutella. Can we not say Nutella?
I don't know.
Can we not tell?
Whatever.
No.
Nutella's fine, but
Nutella's good. It just has palm oil in it.
It just has some conflicting, monkeys and stuff. I don't know. I say monkeys because palm, the monk. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah. I think the orangutans or whomever the forest that they were destroying for palm
Yeah.
oil was a nice like appeal to sentiment when it was really like the manipulation of the workers that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just poor practices.
Anyway, I feel like Nocciolata is conflict free as far as we know.
As far as we know, you pay a little more for less guilt of eating something that's basically
No, but
fat
also like
and
palm
chocolate.
oil was linked to like carcinogens.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I mean if in big quantities, which is what anyway.
Yes. See,
Yeah.
Pop-Tart is not really food, therefore you can eat as much of it as you want.
Yeah.
On a lighter note,
Okay.
did you put on the background music, by the way?
No, we don't do that because it's like we don't need it.
Well, did you put it on the
No.
feed though?
Mm-mm.
No, but people are just like listening to us talk,
Yeah.
like without any little like ambiance or anything.
Yeah, because it was making the sound weird.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, remember we were like, oh, it doesn't need background music.
Oh, I thought that was for us, that we don't need background music.
Oh. I don't know. You guys let us know if you want us to turn off background music.
Yeah, usually just like a little bit, like just a touch, because otherwise it's like, like you're at a restaurant and it's all quiet and weird.
All right, well, we don't want to make it quiet.
Yeah, we don't want to make this awkward. Yeah, just really low, like low key, just barely noticeable, but enough so that it keeps that brain stimulated. Yeah, the 80 need to have a low key bit of stimulation, or else I'm just going to like be constantly like trying to fill the room with whatever it is, and if I'm just sitting there listening to something, like I can't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, I turned on some low
jazz,
lo-fi music.
Yeah, I love some lo-fi music. All right, but back to the point at hand. We're going to use, yes, Nocciolata is great, and what we're going to do is use that in the place of the usual like water sugar rim that you have, because you see you'll see Volta's painting where it's kind of like dripping chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, see, music in the background and a lot of talk.
Okay.
See, yeah, thank you, Yolanda. Yeah, let me do this. I'm trying to get this so that you guys can see it, but I'm just putting like a really thick like coating of this right on the rim. And that's going to look a little ugly right now, but I'm going to cover it in graham crackers. So we want to make it like nice and just smeared on, like you're, like, I don't know, like you're putting masonry down. Because it needs to hold.
Which your hand is in it.
Whoops, yeah. I am a terrible
there you go.
framer of this thing. So here you go, yeah. So we're just kind of like pushing down.
Oh, that looks so fun. It already looks like a little s'more.
Yeah, we're basically making a s'more here. See that guy? Look at that.
Yeah.
So now while you're drinking it, you can have like a little bite. Like,
Yeah, it's like the salt in the margarita, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And this stuff holds stuff way better than salt for a margarita. All right, well that guy's done, so we're gonna move that ingredient out of the way. Now, for our next trick, we're gonna wanna add some little like ribbons of chocolate. What I've done is taken some more Nocciolata and I've mixed it about just a little bit of thin, about one part of simple syrup to roughly 3 to 4 parts Nocciolata. It's going to depend on how warm it is. I know that looks a little ugly, so usually you make more of it.
This looks like syrup.
Yeah, and then we just take it and we're going to let it pour out, and we're just going to barely push down on this nozzle, but let it.
Looks very fun and festive.
Yeah, so you can see that pattern, and very quickly we want to put some ice on it, or put something cold on it, add a little extra, because it will sort of freeze it in place. There we go.
Oh, that's a cool trick.
Yeah, because when it gets cold, then it stops running. If it's not cold, it's not going to run.
Down.
Yeah, so ideally, if I had planned this out ahead of time, it would have frozen that glass.
Oh, okay.
But since we sit there and riff for so long anyway, it would have just gotten warm. Okay, now on to the cocktail itself. When I make up cocktails, I like to think in parts. I don't think like measurements specifically because those can scale, and I don't know. I have to be able to mess around with it. So I found something that was somewhat equivalent to a s'more, but also a graham cracker. I wanted to mix wheat, so I have a wheated bourbon. In this case, we got Weller, but any of the wheated ones will do. Apologies that this thing is so giant. This stuff is a little hard to find, but I have a giant bottle of it that I found somewhere. And then a nice, like, heavy molasses forward Jamaican, but not too funky rum, a 12-year Appleton Estate, and then what many people would call an insult to put with these two drinks, but it is delicious. Creme de cacao. And if you have a dark creme de cacao, it'd probably be better. It'd make a better color.
Yeah.
But the white creme de cacao is a little more versatile.
Yeah.
They taste the same. They just look a little different. But yeah, it's funny. These are two really nice, or at least sought after.
Yeah, but if you don't like the taste of them, you could make it better with this cacao.
See, that's for you. That's for you, Volta.
Yeah.
Yes. High-tech drink. Yes, thank you, David. But all right, so we're just going to add equal parts, and we're going to make this relatively light since we need room for all those marshmallows. So I'm going to take 1/2 ounce, 15 mil.
Oh, Yolanda's a big fan of Appleton Estate.
Yes, and this is actually a single barrel, a rare cask, I guess, from one of my favorite liquor stores around Dallas, Loyalty Liquor. So yeah, it's a new trend in rums that it used to be that they would always like sort of kind of toy around with the age statement. So for rum, it was less regulated. You could have a single, like a drop of a 12-year rum in an entire barrel of 2-year rum, and you could still call it 12-year rum. That's why the single cask or preferred mix or blender's choice or all these things are kind of emerging where they say everything is at least this age. They taste much better. I really need to try some of like the Foursquare ones or any of those other guys. But yes, Appleton Estate is great. Jamaican pot still rum, still has a bit of funk, that little banana bread type of flavor, but nothing as crazy as Smith & Cross. Thank you for attending my TED Talk on rum. But like I said, equal parts of our nice, like very sweet molassesy rum, and then another equal part, in this case 1/2 ounce, of our creme de cacao. Boom. Now, we have equal parts of that. Now we're going to do 2 parts of, I'm using whole milk. This probably would be better with cream, but I just find that so like overwhelming. But it's up to you.
Wow, it's so weird to mix these with milk.
I know. And then I have just a little honey ginger syrup. That's just 2 parts honey to 1 part water, and 3 parts honey, 1 part water, and some ginger that you just heat up. Same stuff that you use in a penicillin. And we're going to use 1 ounce of that.
Ginger.
Yeah, ginger, because it's a graham cracker. Yeah, it gives it a little bit of that spiciness that you get in a graham cracker.
So this is a Dan original?
100% me.
Oh,
I'm going to do 2 drops of Aztec chocolate bitters to enhance that flavor and bring that chocolate up, and then just a little bit of this. You could totally use like Nestle Quick or something like that too. You don't have to go all out, but just a little squeeze of this chocolate syrup. Got on my hand, pardon me for that. And then we're going to get all that incorporated. And it's okay, you want this nice and cold anyway. I'm going to move all this out of the way because I'm going to be making some marshmallows.
Oh, yeah. How many? You need 3.
Well, that's what you drew. I don't know how you're going to drink it with 3, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I painted 3 marshmallows, so now Dan has to make it. Look
There
at
we go.
that.
Yeah, see, it has that nice
Oh, it's so
artistry.
pretty.
Yeah. As
Okay.
usual, Dan has to figure
Now I
out
just
how to
put
make
him
this
here?
thing. No. We need to toast at least one of them. We can toast the rest on top because that's what you drew. But we want to have one that gets kind of into it
Yeah.
to flavor it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to take this, and it's going to make it, since we use the same chopstick or same stick for
If you are
coating
using
it.
a chopstick, make sure to use one that's not coated with wax, right?
Yes.
Because why? It could burn.
Well, I don't mean it'll give you melted wax.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
want
you don't
that
want
on your.
that. Mm-hmm.
You don't want your thing. What is David? Oh, copyright Dan. Yes.
Trademark. Watch out! Don't point this at my computer.
Maybe move your hand out of the way. You're putting your hand right in front of
don't
it.
point at my computer. Okay. Yeah. There. Okay.
I can't. There we go. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
there. We just want to very gently toast this. There we go. You made me scorch my marshmallow
This
because
is an
you were.
intense fire torture. Usually they're not.
Yeah.
You can control them a little better. So definitely be careful.
Yeah, this is one that's designed more for like industrial use versus true brulee torch. Sorry. Not used to there being a computer in my kitchen. All right, so now we're just going to dunk this guy in as Volta panics about her computer. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So now we have this guy as our nicely, completely toasted marshmallow.
And now I can drop these.
Now
in.
just drop those guys in and I'll toast the top. That what? Don't get it all. You're ruining my rim. All right. We set this aside. Move everything else out of the way. Turn it back on. And I'm just going to really lightly do this.
Yolanda said, "Watch out for Volta's computer." Dr. Voloshin's asking, any smell?
Yes, smells like
It smells
toasted
like
marshmallow.
Yeah, it's like you're in a campfire site.
Yes, and I didn't want to do it too much because I didn't want to get the glass hot.
Yeah.
But there you
Oh,
go.
that looks so fun.
A toasted marshmallow s'more cocktail with all this stuff.
Can I try it?
Don't ruin my rim.
Can I try it?
Yeah, try it. That is all you.
That's really good. Wow.
Yeah, with a little practice, I could probably make it a lot faster, but I've only
Yeah.
made it like 1 or 2 times.
And the toasted marshmallows are such a nice touch.
Yeah, just like it's just like when you put mint on as a garnish on a cocktail, it gives you that smokiness.
So now you can have this with an actual s'more, and then bam, like your whole experience is complete.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have an actual s'more as a garnish on top.
Yes. You can put a s'more on a s'more. Yeah, and I gotta say the Appleton Estate is a nice touch. That is, I would almost say that it needs to be. That might be a requisite for this cocktail because it adds that sort of like, I don't know, juiciness. It still like tastes a little graham crackery. It still gives that molassesness, but it also gives it its own personality.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yes. I concur. I made it. So yes, I say it is excellent.
Well, now
Thank you, Yolanda.
you will have to send me the recipe because you never did, but I know you were still tweaking it.
Yeah, I got it right like last minute. I played around a bit more, but yes, I think it worked. Yes, good idea. Have it with s'mores. Don't ruin my room. And yeah, David, no pumpkins were used in this video.
We should have a pumpkin cocktail.
You want a pumpkin spice cocktail? Another one of those. Gonna play into the popularity of it.
Switch out the camera.
Yeah, time for tech support. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, this will be on a replay. She said that she missed the whole thing. She's just going to watch it on replay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, now I got to figure out how to do this again. Okay, this one. No, this guy we remove from the stream. Then we add Volta to the stream.
Yay, here we go.
And then we move you over here, and then we move this there. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, like I was born to do this.
All right. Yeah,
All right.
so...
I'll leave this for you since
okay,
I know that you like it.
thank you, yeah. Very tasty. So I'm switching it up with the size of the paper today. I got these...
You wild woman.
I got these artist tiles, and they are watercolor, so I just wanted to like check them out to see how they would work. So honestly, this is my first time trying to paint on them, so I guess we'll find out if they are appropriate watercolor paper, but they should be.
You were flying without a net today. You've never used them before. You're just gonna see how it works.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just got them. I wanted to. I like sizes that are small. They're very what's the word? Not intimidating, you know. So if you are considering picking up some watercolors and you're like, oh, I don't want to fill up a big sheet of paper, because a lot of times you think, oh, am I going to waste the paper if it doesn't turn out right? Well, these are so small that even if you don't like what you make, it's no big deal. You can just throw it away. So yeah, we'll see how this paper holds up to watercolor.
Yeah, not a big investment, so to speak. You're gonna have to mess it up, whatever.
Yeah, very approachable. So that's what I recommend for people that are trying to pick up a hobby with art of any sort. It's just keep it small and simple and approachable. So this glass is slightly different from the one we used because I didn't have a very accurate reference photo, but just pretend that this is the drink that Dan made in this particular glass. So it's not two parallel lines, they're just slightly slanted towards each other. But you can make this in any glass shape.
See, people are very impressed. Chat's very impressed with your risk taking.
Oh yeah,
with Yolanda and David.
Such a wild woman.
And Kelly was excited about the things. What were they called?
Yeah,
what
they're
the
called
tablets?
artist tiles.
Artist tiles.
By Strathmore. So we'll see if they're good. We'll see how good they are.
Yeah, clearly not a sponsored post. I have no idea of this stuff. It might suck.
So, okay, I got two lines slightly slanted towards each other. Then we got a curved line at the top and one at the bottom. I'm going to add one more here at the bottom just to show the glass shape. And then I'm going to do the little s'mores. So if you look at a marshmallow, it's kind of like tubular, I guess.
Cylindrical.
Can you give me one? Can you give me a marshmallow?
You just want to eat a marshmallow.
No, I wanna use it as art. Why'd you throw it in my face? I literally just threw this. Anyway.
It's not my fault you can't catch.
Okay. So you see how these little guys, they are rectangular in shape, but they also are circular at the top. So because we're looking at them from the side, I'm just gonna do a couple of little oval shapes. So I'm doing 3. And then, so that's a super simple way of, we're looking at it from the side, so we clearly can't see the circular part, the surface. And then the other part is just adding the 2 parallel lines of the marshmallow. And that's it. Boom, you're done. Wow, you have marshmallows. Wow.
What? The reference marshmallow is required.
No, it's not.
It is if you want to eat a marshmallow.
Yeah, that's true. Who wouldn't want to eat one anyway? I know I will be having a s'more after this. And then the other part I want to add is the drippy chocolatey graham cracker, and that's just going to be kind of a series of wavy lines. It doesn't have to be precise, just as long as you have a couple of little drips to give the impression that it's melting chocolate effect. And that's pretty much it. So you can add as many marshmallows as you like here. And this was really fun to paint because I love So in case you don't know, I love painting baked goods, and one of like my favorite colors, or like the colors that I use the most, are like these yellow ochre and a lot of the browns and orange, because those are like the colors that you see in like flaky croissants or cakes or cookies. And then of course when you torch a marshmallow, you see that nice kind of golden brown and delicious look. So one way to do that is to grab, so I'm going to use a little bit of orange. I have several oranges here specifically for that reason, because I use a lot of them. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of water, maybe add a touch of yellow ochre just to kind of mix it up. And then I'm just going to add like, so very little, like kind of tiny little brush marks on just the top surface, so that it looks like the marshmallow was toasted on the top. So I'm just adding like a few little marks. And you can also, while this is still wet, you can add maybe a touch of like a darker brown from your palette. Just like a few little specks in this area while it's still wet, so that it like dilutes and fills up the space really nicely. So essentially like we're doing like this little like stippling, not stifling. The stipple, like when
I think it's stippling. Yeah, I don't know how. I've only read that word. I don't know.
Yeah, like when you add like little dots. So that's essentially the technique that you want to use here.
Yes. Matt McCunis is saying we're cross-platforming, very talented. Yeah, we've got this running on YouTube, LinkedIn, other places.
YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Facebook, right. David is happy about the 3D perspective. Very good. Ooh. Linda, oh, thank you so much for looking us up. I really appreciate your attention as well. I know it's we only have a limited amount of time in a day, and we appreciate you spending some time with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone that's tuning in. So I right now am adding just a little bit of kind of like shadow, but I'm using the same like very diluted kind of orange color to just give these marshmallows more dimension. And I might add a little bit of gray too after this dries.
Oh, and David is asking about the thickness of the tile versus paper.
Oh, okay. See, that's what's so interesting about these tiles. Okay, 140. So this is standard watercolor paper weight. So I feel like for right now, it seems to be holding up pretty well. So now I'm gonna add water. Now we'll see how this paper does. So I'm just painting with water inside of this glass area. And now I'm gonna add or mix in a little bit of brown to show that like chocolatey look. And I'm gonna drop this color kind of randomly so that it just kind of travels inside, but doesn't necessarily like fill up. So I don't wanna paint it like, you know, like an even wash of watercolor. I just want to drop in a few areas so that there's a little bit of like that, because you know we have milk in this cocktail. So it's gonna look kind of like have that impression that there's like, you know, chocolate and milk, so, or like the marshmallow part.
I'm feeling dairy in cocktails is not that weird. It's
I know it sounds weird, but it's not, because
it used to be a lot more common.
Yeah.
White Russians were a big thing until just a few years ago.
What about, could you do it with almond milk or like?
It doesn't work as well.
Plant-based milk?
Because almond milk doesn't have that much. Soy milk might work a bit better. The fat kind of helps thicken things. The almond milk feels like, almond milk gets grainy.
Yeah, that's right.
Even the least amount of acidity.
Okay. Interesting. So what you see me here doing is I'm grabbing a little bit of purple and mixing it in with one of my browns. Whenever you do that, you will get like a really nice chocolatey color. So I'm gonna use that for the graham cracker, or the drips the only thing you have to pay attention here, so if you're gonna add the little graham cracker bits, you have to kind of paint around them. So essentially, I'm just gonna like kind of paint around the little, leave some blank spots where I'm gonna fill them in. Only because like we don't have, I don't want to spend a lot of time. I could, but I don't want to bore you guys. So a really easy way to do that, because you can lift off that color, but it would just take forever because brown is a darker, more saturated color, so it would just take a longer time. But if you kind of like paint around, your imaginary like graham cracker, and then you're gonna add that in, then that works too. I might like make these drips kind of be more enunciated so you can really see them. There we go.
Right. David is making us sound like a sponsored post where he's asking, where did you get the tile sheets?
Oh, on Amazon.
No, Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you can find them at any.
Well, I'm sure if you wanted to, you could put an affiliate link on your site.
Yeah.
Since you can just drop that from anywhere. So yeah, if you wanted to contribute a little bit of to us, then yeah, if you want to purchase them, go for it.
Yeah, I should make an affiliate storefront with some of my favorite Amazon products, including my book.
you were an artist first and a business person second, clearly.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
so
like,
many people would be like,
that?
yeah, why?
Like,
like, oh yeah, you can totally buy it from my storefront. Oh,
yeah.
Like I should do that.
Yeah.
But Linda is asking, when do you decide to use the water on the page method versus just paint on the page?
Oh, that's such a great question. Thank you so much for asking. I love this.
That is one of Volta's favorite questions.
I love this question. So I typically recommend, if you have a larger area and you want to have this kind of very watercolory, flowy effect, then you can add water first and then drop in the color. If you have a smaller area, like I did here with the drips, it's a lot, I have a lot less control and it's a lot harder. So if I started painting with water, I just would not be able to get these individual marks where, I added the graham crackers, kind of. So that's my advice for you, is to just have, if you have a larger area and you want to have that playful look, then do water first and then add color. Otherwise, it's really like up to your preference, like whatever style or thing that you want to go for. I always encourage to experiment and try different things. But that's kind of my method. And I wanted to point out, so this paper compared to
Yolanda mentioned that you need to promote your book, so I had to run downstairs and grab a copy.
Thank you. See, Dan, you're such a great supporter.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Color Snack. Color Snack is also me, who is the author of this book. Oh God, I do need to practice. But okay, let me back out. So there's 30.
Let's rewind that. Yeah.
Really fun, easy, approachable, beginner-friendly tutorials. They're all about food. Spoiler, I love food, and that's what my book is about. Watercolor snacks.
All right, hold on. Let me go through it. Okay, so I watched Volta make this and go through the whole journey of creating this book. She went back and looked up all of her notes on studying color theory, and she went through and she gives you the right colors that you need. She tells you which colors you want. She goes through first beginner techniques, introducing the ideas. There's the wet on wet. There's watercolor glazing. There's all those things. Then tells you where you need to use it and when. Introduces them one at a time in very gradual, easy to consume, no pun intended, steps, and works her way up. So even here, like, look how clever this is. There's the color theory basics that she's introducing with carrots. Because carrots are
guys,
different colors.
I had to. I'm like, I'm going to make this about food. I'm going to stretch out this food thing for as much as I can.
Yeah, so you don't just see these types of things, like a book that teaches you stuff that has a continuous theme that just like exudes passion for the craft. It's not common. And the reviews are a testament to it. There were those lovely two ladies, a mother and daughter from Canada.
Yeah, no, they were two friends.
Yeah, the friends.
Who, earlier this year, like their kids had COVID and their family had, like they just had a really rough start to the month or to the year in January. But they got a copy of my book, and so they just kind of, because they couldn't see each other or see people, that had to self-isolate. They were doing a chapter a day. So, and then they were sharing those with each other to kind of keep each other accountable. And then one of them reached out to me, and that was like the nicest thing. It was just so special that someone I've never met in Canada, got through a really difficult month, isolated with everyone like sick and all those things. And they got through it by making art, and I played a small part in that. Just it's so special.
Yeah, and your community is so awesome. Yolanda's talking about how it's a great book and her daughter loves it. David is saying that I'm the head of book sales.
Yeah, so yes you are.
even extending some positivity to me, which is
you.
Great. Oh, and Yolanda's saying that she started to dabble in art because of that book.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for letting me know, Yolanda. At the end of the day, that's what my ultimate mission is to get people to be more creative. And maybe watercolor is your thing, but maybe it's just like your gateway drug, and you end up discovering something that you like even more, and that's cool, as long as maybe I helped in some way with watercolors.
Yes. Hey, and Linda's got the ebook at the library. All right.
Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that.
Didn't even think about that. Yeah, support your local library. I forgot that you could get pretty much anything that's on Amazon through library programs.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, get a library card.
But I was gonna say the paper quality.
Yes.
So,
that is nice.
I am pleased with this. It does warp a little bit more than, this is my kind of standard Canson watercolor paper that I love a lot. I love to use it. But I don't mind. This is just a little bit of warping. Obviously, if you add more water, it would look a lot, it would have a lot more warps in it. But I think it's if you are, I would definitely use this. If you're just trying to play with some colors, keep it stress-free, not worry about you're not, trying to sell these pieces, or just for your own enjoyment. I definitely recommend these. I would use them.
Yeah, so what Volta does is show, because I guess higher quality paper, you can get giant sheets of it.
Yeah, and I tear them up.
In terms of square inches, price per square inch, the really big things do not cost anywhere close to as much as the tiny things.
That's true, yeah. But there is beauty in something that's already cut down for you.
Yeah, you just pull it and go.
Yeah. So this one, they're attached here with a little bit of glue, and you just easily detach one. So I would definitely recommend this. Yeah, this is a good, and I like that it's small, and you can close your palette, and you can put it inside your pouch. See, it fits perfectly.
Boom. Nice. Oh, well, and Linda's saying that she's still using the kids' watercolor palettes and all those things.
Yeah.
I know, you, as much as I'm you should get higher quality stuff because it's more experience, you've got an opinion on this where it's it's not that big of a difference.
No, it really isn't. For many years when I started doing watercolors, I was using the cheapest palette, and I think the paper is the most important thing. Because if you don't have paper that can absorb water, it'll warp a lot, and then when you're trying to lift off, actually I want to try to lift off this paper to see how that works, because sometimes with some papers, if you're trying to go in and remove some color, it will lift off the paper, but this one seems to do pretty well.
For a dark color, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Especially because it's been there for a while, you let it dry.
Yeah, so definitely like this is good. This is good stuff. All right, so here you go, your s'mores cocktail.
Yeah. Linda, also, if you are looking to get paint, I think you have recommendations on which are the first ones to buy.
I do, yeah. Actually,
Since she has it.
Depending on where you're watching the stream, I believe in the description of the stream, there's a link. I usually try to put it whenever I schedule these. But there's a link to my favorite watercolor supplies, and I have several options.
The light, that's why it's so dark.
I have several options on there, like the cheapest ones, the intermediate, and like the more expensive ones. And those are all brands that I've used because I love to test out watercolors. It's so cool to think that art supplies are a business expense. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, Linda took a class from you too.
Oh,
wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much for attending one of my classes. Okay, yeah. So then you know exactly what kinds of things. I'm working on updating that supply list because I've got a couple of new recent watercolor brands that I've played with. So I'm excited to just like share them with people. Yeah. So.
Yes, and Lonnie, I've heard that the Daniel Smith paints are excellent. No bias there.
Yeah, they are the best. Daniel Smith is a professional brand. Not related to Dan. Unfortunately, I wish we had that connection with them so they could sponsor me or something. Maybe I should be like, hey, Daniel Smith, I'm a watercolor artist and my husband's name's Daniel Smith, so why don't you sponsor us? Why don't you send me some paints?
Let's just hang out. You know?
Yeah.
No, but Daniel Smith.
I do buy those tubes of certain colors. The Opera Pink by Daniel Smith, that's my favorite one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're great. They are pricey though, so you don't have to unless you really want to invest in those.
Work your way up. Priority: paper, brush, then paint.
Yeah, paper, brush, then paint. I would say that's probably
paint then brush.
No, because I've seen some really horrible plastic brushes out there that usually come with those beginner supplies. So yeah, I would say brush.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be like what's that special fox or that one type of...
Oh, sable. No.
Sable, no.
I actually prefer synthetic ones.
Okay.
Yeah, animal free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were gonna...
Linda, thank you so much. Yeah, so I have an upcoming creative morning class. Oh, sorry, this session is so long.
No, this is fun.
Real quick, I have a creative mornings class coming up. It's a joint workshop with my good friend, dear and awesome friend, Lila Smith.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna do, it's called a motivation meditation workshop. So she's gonna lead the part where we're gonna like kind of get ourselves centered and visualizing a word. She's got a wonderful technique. And then I will be providing like the watercolor aspect of it. So we're like combining forces together. Lila is a communication expert mentor. And so she's bringing like her awesome skills to this workshop. So I believe it's on October 11th. It's free to attend. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll definitely share about it on LinkedIn and my other social profiles.
Yeah, no, Lila is awesome. I signed up for a series of her coaching courses and I got so busy just from the communication thing she taught me, and just 2 of them. I had so much work that I was like, can Volta just use these?
Yeah, we love Lila.
Yeah,
huge
she's
fans.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Red Sable, small car payment. Yes, yeah, you do not need that.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I want to eat some pizza.
It's pizza time. You know it. After this live stream, this is our reward. We get a slice of pizza from our local pizza person.
Yes, local pizza person.
We'll hope to. Next week, be sure to join us. We have a special guest, Chef Nikki.
Oh, that's next week.
Yes,
yes.
Chef Nikki of Asian Mint, which is she's a wonderful chef and restaurateur. She's got the Asian Mint is a delicious Thai place.
Yeah.
We love going there, and so she'll be coming on to teach us how to make a Thai Mai Tai. So it's a specialty cocktail that she serves at her restaurants, Asian Mint. So really excited. So please make sure to join us to show her our support for her.
Yes. And yes, Linda, we do this every week.
Yes, on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So we'll see you here next time, next week. Thank you so
Multi-channel.
much. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.